Now, welcome back to the channel, all my hustlers and grinders and go-getters, the ones that wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, say, I'm going to get this money. It's Matt and the JoJo, and we're back with another one.
Yep, we are back, and we want to start going live more regularly. So we got to put that on our calendar and schedule that in and be very consistent with it. In this video, we're going to do some Q&A. So as you join us, say hi, let us know where you're from, and ask us a question, and we will answer it to the best of our ability. Because when you start a business, it is very challenging. So junk removal has lots of challenges, and we had to overcome them. And we have quite a few that, we could talk about that we had to overcome. But if you are going through a challenge right now, leave it in the comments, because we would very much like to answer it. And hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. And let's get going.
And we have Audrey in the house with R5 Hauling and Junk Removal. How you doing? We got my buddy Clutter Reduction Junk Removal. He's in the house. He has a YouTube channel too, so go check him out.
So does Audrey.
Yep,
she has one too. So you should check both of their channels out. And they share their junk removal journey also.
And we got Santa Rosa in the house. We got the competition in the building. What's going on?
Ambitious Seeds.
Right on. And we got Cisco in the building too. What's going on, brother?
Yeah. Good evening.
So if you got any questions, leave them in the live stream and we'll try to answer them. And we've been so damn busy out here in California. Let me tell you, I tried to put some signs out this year, but we've been too busy hauling and balling and getting this money. We put 10 signs out. That's it this whole winter.
Yeah. So I will tell you that in California, the weather is really nice right now where we are. It's really nice. So your phone really rings. Some people say it gets really slow in the winter and stuff. And if you live in an area where it snows, that is absolutely true. But I've noticed that it has to do with the weather. So your phone rings more with nice weather. And it's just because people are out and about, they're doing stuff. Most people move in the spring and summer. Yep.
So we got Mr. No Limit, Mr. Yee in the building from the 707. What's going on, brother? And I feel like 2025 is going to be one of the best years in the trash business. Trump is in the office. I feel like people aren't going to be scared to spend money. And we've been so damn busy. Our January and February has been on hit. I feel like it's going to be like COVID, JoJo. I feel like people are going to be spending a bunch of money, especially if they get that $5,000 from the government. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have been really busy. And if the rest of the year is like January and February is, we'll probably have our biggest year ever.
Oh, for sure. So we got JVR Hauling Service. What's going on in the building? Clutter Reduction says, usually February is a bad month for us, but we're a few $1,000s ahead of January right now.
Wow, right, good for you. Yeah, let us know how business is going for you. We've heard from lots of people that, they're pulling in some money, and it's not even the busy season yet. So Ambitious Seed says dump was packed today on Meekum. So you did the Petaluma dump. So do you have a junk removal business? Because I'm not recognizing the name. And are you a new subscriber? We like to know these things. And come up with a question. We want questions. We want to be able to do a lot of junk removal Q&A. And we'll actually start with the biggest challenge you face when starting this business. And that is in really any business, getting your phone to ring. How do you get your first customer? Yeah.
I would say that is the most difficult thing when you first start a trash business or any business, is getting that phone to ring consistent. I know if you've been in the business for a year or 2 years, You're going to second guess yourself when you hear the phone doing crickets. You're like, what's going on? I made $2,000 last week, and this week I haven't had no phone calls at all. Just grind harder, hustle harder, get out there and get your brand and name out there. Because remember, when you first start a business, no one knows who you are.
Yeah. And I would say, really your first customer is usually friends and family. They'll usually call you and use you first.
And those are the worst ones to deal with too. I don't like doing jobs for friends or family. They want it for the low or for free. I ain't doing that unless you're my grandma. Yeah, or my mama. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Also, often you'll get your first jobs through like Craigslist. Yeah.
So we got our first job off of Craigslist back in the day when it was free. So most of our business now comes from repeat customers, Facebook, and our Google My Business. So if you're slow right now, things that you can do to get your phone to ring. The first thing you should be doing is be posting every single day. I have a 10 a day post rule. I'm posting 10 times a day, no matter what. I'm posting on Instagram, Facebook. I'm posting on Facebook on my stories, in groups, on my business page. I'm posting on LinkedIn. I'm feeding my Google My Business every single day. So if you're not posting at least 10 times a day, you're slipping. And another thing you could do too is get some bandit signs from UZ Marketing. These things work wonders. I only put 10 out this whole year and we landed a $1,200 job. So you can get some bandit signs from UZ Marketing. You can get like 100 for $300 and something. The color I would go with is the yellow and black. And you see that right there? That's a tracking number right there. So that's an autopilot tracking number. So anytime a customer calls me up with this sign out there right now, I'll know. I'm like, you know what? They call me because I got the tracking number on my autopilot CRM. But guess what, JoJo? I only put 10 of these out. And I landed one job off them already.
Yeah.
But they do pay off. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, Audrey says she had a job today and one last week, but it's been slow since November. Have a job scheduled for the 13th and a clean out estimate on the 18th. Been doing a lot of networking and posting in the meantime. Yeah, R5 hauling and junk removal. She hustles. So she hustles, which also goes with John, who says you can't make money on the couch. Get in your truck and hit the streets. And that's right. Sometimes Matt will get phone calls and people will say, oh, my phone's just not ringing. It's not ringing. What can I do? And he'll say, where is your truck parked? And they're like, well, it's in front of my house. It's in my driveway. And he's like, why? Who's going to see it there? If you don't have jobs, go drive your truck around or park it at, a busy shopping center, or get your truck out there, especially, if you have like a wrap on it or decal. You can't sit on the couch and expect jobs to come to you. You have to go get them.
Yeah, one thing I used to do when we didn't have no jobs, we're working every single day, but I'd post my truck up at Home Depot or Walmart and leave it there for the day. I don't have to do that much no more. Really, this whole year, I haven't had to do that even once, but that's something you can definitely do. Guerrilla marketing is the real deal. You can make a lot of money if you find the right areas to post your vehicles. Remember, your dump trailer, your dump truck is a moving billboard or a sitting billboard. So you want to put it in the right places.
Yep. And, after it's wrapped and you have decals, it doesn't cost you anything to get it seen by, people out there. And we want to talk about this.
And another thing you can get off of not UZ Marketing, Vistaprint. These right here will make you money. It's time consuming. You're not going to make as much money, but if you're really, really slow and you're driving around and you see some trash on the side of the road by someone's house, in their driveway or the side of their house, I would hop out. It takes 1 minute, knock on the door, hand them the door hanger and introduce yourself with a 10% discount, or put it on their doorknob. And trust me, you got to put a lot of these out, but they will get your phone to ring. So you can get these off UZ Marketing, 10% off. I would definitely have an offer on there, and you will make money with these, but it's a numbers game. It's not as easy as when you're at home and you're posting on Facebook or you're posting on Instagram. You see way more people way faster, but these are the old school way. If you want to get your phone to ring, you got to do everything. Trust me, you want to post on Facebook, you want door hangers, you want signs, you want to post your vehicle in busy intersection, you want to do everything.
You do. You want to do everything. And then after each job, ask the customer how they heard about you. That way you know what's really working out there. I thought this was really smart because it says 10% off with this coupon. And I looked at Matt and I was like, that's really smart because you get it back and then you can reuse it. And you're not, wasting. You could do a job and put one of these up, like 5 houses this way, 5 houses that way. That's a good way to do it too.
So No Limit had a question.
Would you recommend CRM to someone who just started their business and is trying to get their name out there?
So we started without a CRM back in the day. I was really against the CRM for a long time. Workies kept hitting me up saying, hey, you want to try our CRM? I was like, hell no, I don't need that shit. I don't need that. I'm the old school way. I know I'm super cheap. I'm not going to do that. You don't need one when you first start off, but if you want to grow your business and send people out, you need a CRM because it's so easy for me to lock a job into the schedule and then I just hit save and then guess what? It goes straight to Julio. Julio knows what jobs are coming in. So if I need him to go tackle something, I don't need to sit there and text him and let him know where to go and what time to go. It's all in the CRM. So it makes life a lot easier, especially when you have an employee. You definitely want to have a CRM.
Yeah. One of the things that I wish we started with was a CRM because of its ability to keep track of your client's information, because that's actually very, very valuable. And in the future, like you could, if you wanted to sell, you have a client base that you could sell. And so it makes your company worth more money when you have all the client information. And with a good CRM, you're able to do payments. You could run payments through it. There's you can do a text blast, like let everyone that you've ever come in contact with junk removal, you could send them out a text. So, and you can also, it looks really professional before you show up to the job. It will like send a message. And then when you're done, it will like ask for a review. So it's very efficient. It helps.
So you don't need one when you first start off, but if you want to start off the right way and not do it the way I did it and have all those customers' numbers and information in your phone, get a CRM. And another thing you want to get is, this is something I didn't do in the very beginning. We didn't have online booking. So if you don't have online booking on your website, you're leaving a lot of money on the table because a lot of people are at work and they can't call people up and schedule a pickup. So what they do is they go on the internet on their phone, they go to your website, and if you ain't got online booking, guess what? They're going to the next people. So one thing I was against back in the day, I wasn't against it, but I was like, you know what? I don't want an online booking and people are going to want me to book a job. And then I got to go there that day. I was really against it. And then I figured out, you know what, Matt, you're wrong. Having an online booking is the shit because those customers, they put all the information in there for you. They're not asking about questions or asking about prices or anything. And all you got to do is if you get an online booking on your phone, you call the customer up, say, hey, what's going on? That day is not going to work for me. You can always change the time in the day. But those people, they're not stressing off the price at all. They want to get that junk hauled away. So if you don't have an online booking option on your website, definitely do it.
Yeah. There are some, like, I'm not like this, but there are some people that just don't like to talk on the phone. They like to do everything online. They want to fill the thing out and book at their leisure on their, laptop or computer, whatever. So, you have to keep those people in mind. And let's see, we have Ambitious Seed says, after I finish a job, I look around to see if the neighbors have any junk. I then offer to take it for a fee since I'm there. If no deal, then I still leave a business card, which is great. You should always have business cards.
And then something else you should be doing too, whenever you show up to a job, let's say you give the customer a price, maybe it's $549 or $595 or whatever, and you're loading up your truck. Something you definitely want to do is ask the customer, hey, since we're here, is there anything else you need gone, like in your backyard or in the garage? I did that today, and guess what? We made an extra $100 and something. The guy had a pile in his backyard, and I said, yeah, we can take this for this price, but if there's anything else you need gone, please let us know. We're here to help you out. And he went inside his house, grabbed a chair. His wife came out to the garage and started pulling shit out of the garage. And guess what? If I didn't open my mouth, I would have left money on the table.
Because it ended up being a full load.
Ended up being a full load.
Yeah. So what started off as like a half load ended up being a full load. So you can upsell all the time. Just let them know that you can, that you're open to take other things.
So where are the questions at? Come on now.
Give us some questions.
You guys know everything. We don't know everything. But I know you got to ask some questions.
Yeah. So the next challenge that we faced was pricing jobs. Because when you start junk removal, you tend to be a little bit on the cheap side, a little too cheap. And you'll learn as you go that, you have expenses to cover. And if you don't like up your prices, you'll be out of business.
And I'm not going to lie. I told the JoJo earlier when we pulled up in the dump truck and we pulled up to the driveway, I was like, you know what, JoJo? I'm getting better and better each and every day at smacking these people with the price of making that money. No, the longer you do it, the more confident you'll get with giving your prices. And trust me, I left a lot of money on the table back in the day. And one thing you don't want to be the cheap guy. You don't want to be zigzagging around trying to satisfy these cheap customers that don't want to pay your price. And you're doing it for the price they want to pay you. And when you're running a business, remember, it's your business. You set the prices. Don't let the customer set the price. You don't want to be known as the cheap guy running around doing jobs for hella cheap. And then those big jobs come in, and guess what? You're too busy tackling all the small shit. You ain't going to be able to get to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is so true. Mondo says, SoCal checking in. Hello. I've been watching and taking notes. I hope to get started in the next couple of months. I hope to get a year or two experience before retiring and going at this full time. So what would be our biggest advice to him?
So the biggest advice, if you're just starting out, what I would do is make sure you're in an area where you're in the right population. Make sure you're not watching our videos and be like, damn, Matt and the JoJo made $2,000, made $3,000. They just landed a $50,000 job. You want to make sure you're in a good area like LA, San Francisco, Sacramento. Oh, Sacramento's kind of hard. There's a lot of junk haulers out there, but you can make some good money out there. You want to make sure that you're not in the boondocks in Kentucky or something where there's only like 5,000 people you can service in that area. And you're wondering, is it going to work out for us? No, it's not going to work out for you. You want to make sure you have the population.
Yeah.
That would be the main thing. And then you just got to be aggressive. You got to get out there and be a real go-getter and hit the ground running. I mean, you want everything. You want business cards, bandit signs, door hangers, have a website. Make sure your Google My Business is in a good location. You want to stop by every single real estate office there is and introduce yourself. You want to be posting on Facebook. There's so many things you got to do. You want to look professional, have the decals, have the logo. And when that phone rings, you want to make sure you always pick it up. I don't care if you're in the shower, hop out the shower,
or at your other job,
or at your other job, or you're taking a deuce on the toilet. I probably made at least $50,000 last year just sitting on the toilet, JoJo, taking a deuce, answering that phone. Like, no BS.
Yeah. So when Matt started this as a side hustle, he answered the phone when he was at work because he knew he wasn't going to stay at that job forever. So his phone would ring. He would just like go into the bathroom or, step out to have like a quick break. So I don't know, what you do for a living right now, but another thing I was going to say is target the right audience. So many people don't, stop to think like, who's going to need a junk removal service? It's not the poorer areas. They won't do that. So you definitely need to target your more affluent neighborhoods and areas. So good luck to you. I'm not sure why you're starting in a couple of months. Why not just like start now?
So you're in OC, Orange County, and LA. That's a good area. I got some people out there that I know that are actually killing the game out there in LA. There's a lot of junk out there in LA. It's a big population. So we got R5 hauling and junk removal. What'd she say?
Yeah, that's my challenge. After my job today, got called to a storage unit, gave them my price, and they said it was too much. I know I'm competitively priced, but that's what I keep running into.
So one thing I do is when I show up to a customer's house, I always build that relationship first before I ever hit them with the price. So like today, we showed up to a job. It was the last job on the schedule. And we showed up. I talked to the guy for at least 3 to 4 minutes. And then I gave him a price. And he was like, you know what? I really don't want to pay that. But since you're here, let's do it. And then what I did to make me even more happier, here's a little tip right here. I told him the price for the job. And then when it was time to take payment, guess what I did? I dropped that price $20 more. And that makes people so damn happy. So this is going to be a challenge sometimes when you show up to jobs and you're going to feel like shit when you're walking away saying, damn, they didn't want to go with my price. It'd be like that sometimes. It's all about getting that phone to ring as much as possible. Look at that little light right there on my face, Joe.
It is. I'm not sure where it's coming from.
But anyways, it's all good.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's what I keep running into. And if you know you're competitively priced, you can always, take the time and find out their why. Why are they cleaning out their storage unit? Is it because they don't want that bill anymore? Is it because they're moving? Is it because it was somebody else's and they passed away and they're having to clean it up? Always find out their why, and then just talk to them as if you are their problem solver, like you're solving their why, right? And then you can always ask what their budget is, and if it is like just a little bit less than, don't let them price it for you, but say, well, what is your budget? What do you think? What are you wanting to spend? And if it is close, then you can say, well, for that price, I can take the couch and the dresser, and you can start naming off like the big items that maybe they can't dispose of themselves, which would leave them with just some stuff that would fit in their car that they could handle themselves. You can always do that so that you are walking away and it was worth your time to go. And they're kind of happy because you got rid of all that bulky stuff.
And there's been so many times when I showed up to a job and they're like, oh, that's a little bit more than I want to spend. I'm like the JoJo said, well, we take this and take that. Mm-hmm. And then I find a solution for them and let them know, you know what? The little stuff, I would just throw that in your trash can little by little every single week. And they're like, damn, that's really smart. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then we lock the job in that way.
Yeah. So No Limit says, do you recommend giving prices over the phone after someone sends you multiple pictures? Or do you think that's a terrible habit?
It's not a terrible habit, but you will lock in more jobs if you show up in person. Because what happens when you give a price over the phone through text, it gives the person time to shop around for a cheaper price. Now, if it's like 30 minutes away, we're not going to go there unless it's a big job for a free estimate. Or if it's just a couch or something like that, we can give an estimate through text. But I would always try to put your vehicle in their driveway and give a free estimate on the spot so people can't shop around.
And that's what the big boys do.
Yeah, that's what the big boys do. If you call 1-800-GUY-JUNK, they're going to try to get to your location and sell themselves. You got to remember, people like you and trust you. They're going to go with you most of the time, unless they're super cheap and they just don't know about junk removal and how much it costs to get rid of shit. I had a lady actually call me last month, and I told her a price on something, and she was like, oh, I thought it was going to be free. I think I told her it was like $495 or whatever. And she's like, $4.95. I said, no, man, it's not that. It's a lot more than that. I knew I could read people. I could really read people really good.
Yeah, we're really good at reading people. Both of us are. Yeah. Clutter reduction says
Turn the
if
light
we
on.
say a price and they say it's too much, we'll usually let them know. Oh, that's so much better.
Wow, there we go.
We can take the larger pieces only for X amount since they can handle the small stuff better. Yeah, it works 75% of the time. I didn't read that. That's how we like do it. That's why I said that. But I realize now that I pretty much just said that. Let's see. Monacan, they are another couple that have a YouTube channel that you could check out. Monacan Junk Removal. They videotape themselves going around picking up junk.
Damn, we got a bunch of YouTubers in the building. We got Mr. Yee, Clutter Reduction,
R5,
Monacan,
yep.
R5, and yeah, I think that's about it, huh?
Yep.
All got YouTube channels.
Yep.
So where are the questions at? Come on, me and the JoJo want to answer your questions.
Is there something you are struggling with right now, or when you first started, it was just such a challenge?
I got something to tell you, JoJo. I'm really struggling on this one thing. We got too many damn jobs and I can't go fishing.
So here you go. Ambitious Seed says jobs that I won't do anymore. We all do that, right? When we first start, we take any job and then we learn that that's just not for us. Shoveling dirt, us too. We won't do that. We did it at first, but we don't now. Mulch by hand, what job you avoid at all costs?
You are a very smart man. We will never ever do dirt jobs, any mulch jobs, any concrete jobs. Anytime we show up to a customer's house, I let them know, hey, we don't take no paints, no chemicals, no rock, no dirt, no concrete. So those are the things we stay away from. I ain't gonna, I'm good.
We have our story, our dirt story.
Oh my gosh, the dirt story from hell.
So it was one of our first jobs. We were so excited to get it. Crazy. And we were using, a guy called and he said, he wanted to pour a patio. He needed 2 inches of dirt removed in this area. And could we do it? And we're like, 2 inches of dirt? No problem.
That ain't shit.
So
we was wrong.
The dirt was really hard, like clay, like really, really hard. And we were using a super old rototill that the blades were like so dull.
Remember, we were broke as hell.
We were broke.
Living in an apartment complex, and it was my neighbor's rototiller.
So it was
old. It was like 20 years old, and the blades were hella dull.
So it was just us. And so Matt, and it was hot, super hot summer day. And Matt was rototilling. And as he would rototill, I would take the shovel and I would shovel it out and then put it in. Oh, we didn't even have a dump trailer at the time. It was our utility trailer.
We were putting it in our utility trailer on top of a tarp, thinking later on we could pull the tarp and dump it that way. Oh, we were wrong.
It was bad. It was bad. And because we didn't have a dump trailer yet, we had to shovel it until it was light enough for us to pull the tarp. And
that's the day she said, we need to get a dump trailer. We're not getting a box truck. We ain't ever doing this shit ever again. I remember that day.
Yeah, we're like, because we were thinking about maybe doing a box truck and not a dump truck. And I remember telling Matt, I was like, you know what? When we make our next purchase, we need to buy something that makes our job easier. And if we had a box truck, we would still be doing this. Like we would still be shoveling the dirt out. And so we're like, yeah, we're going to get a dump truck.
So that was a job from hell. And then there was one that was a bunch of weeds. Remember, like the bushes were like all entwined and stuff in the brush.
Yes.
So if you ever show up to a job and it's a pile of brush that's been already taken out and it's been sitting there for years, be careful. Sometimes that ivy and other stuff can grow through it.
Blackberry bushes.
Oh my gosh. we did this one job when we had a pitchfork and we had the baby Jesus and we were there for days. And it was on Mother's Day. It was one of the worst jobs we did besides a dirt job. It was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So this question, I actually can't answer because we're not an LLC, but it says, let's say you're starting out as an LLC, and at the end of the year, when it's tax time, how do you give yourself a 1099 W-2?
Joe, that is the IRS right there. Look, I don't pay taxes. Come on now. The IRS is in the building, guys. The police are here.
So, I would really, this is a CPA question. I would ask a CPA that because when we first started, it was a DBA, doing business as. So we weren't separate. And when Matt did his taxes, we it was together. It was all together. So that is it is on our list of challenges. Taxes is a challenge when you start your own business, right? It's up to you now. It's not automatically taken out of your paycheck unless you are on payroll with yourself. So your business has to pay taxes. Make sure you are saving all your receipts for everything. We have talked to people that were like, they weren't even saving their dump receipts. And I'm like, that is like your biggest write-off and you need those. You absolutely need those. You need to save those. There's anything that you buy that has anything to do with your business.
Anything that is business related. If you're having a business party at the house and you're barbecuing a bunch of ribs for your employees and for, you know what I mean, the crew, that's a write-off.
Yeah.
If you're buying coffee and donuts,
while
that's
you're
a write-off.
working.
That's a write-off.
Yes. So keep track of all of that. But yeah, we're not we started off DBA, doing business as, so a sole proprietor. That's the same thing. And I haven't read this one yet.
Okay, go ahead.
And now we are an S corp on payroll. So, our checks have things taken out of it already. So that's how.
So what am I? What am I?
What are you?
What am I? I'm the president, remember?
You're the president.
I'm the damn president.
He like signing this.
I went from an ex-felon to the president.
For the president of a
corporation, baby.
So that's really
all right.
cool.
So what's this right here?
LLC liability insurance and trailer to start with. I'm sure I'm missing something obvious. Can you let me know? I'll be wrapping trailer and advertising after I get some jobs on the books.
So one thing you definitely want to get is commercial insurance. You can get that through Toby Stubbs.
Not cheap.
It's not cheap. So you want commercial insurance if your vehicles are wrapped.
Yes.
If your vehicles aren't wrapped, you don't need it quite yet. But if you get it wrapped, you definitely need commercial insurance. And then you need general liability. And that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's not very expensive. We have Next Insurance, but a lot of people have been dropped by Next Insurance. So I would look around at different liability insurances.
So Armando asks, what form of advertising do you find most effective? I would just say everything. Facebook, you want to have a website, but Facebook brings me a lot of business, and actually realtors bring us in so much money. So you want to build relationships with realtors and property managers and just do everything. Just don't pay for I wouldn't pay for nothing. I wouldn't pay for Google ads if you're just starting out. Don't pay for Thumbtack. There's going to be a lot of people trying to get in your pocket when you can do everything on your own. Facebook is a moneymaker for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
So the IRS is laughing, Joe.
Beeline Hauling, what's your thoughts on weekly garbage service? We started accepting jobs. We're up to 7 and about to land 12 more from a client we do bulk for. That's great if you're in an area where you could do that.
Yeah, we can't do that out here in the state of California.
In our area, that part is
the mob got it locked.
Yeah, there's a company and they're in charge of that, and if you live here they have to take the garbage.
So can you write off commercial insurance? Yes, anything that is business related you can write off. You can write off your commercial insurance, your liability insurance, when you're advertising, when you're buying door hangers, when you're buying signs, all of that stuff is a write-off.
Oh, here we go. Monica said, I don't know if anyone uses Next Insurance, but we do, and notice that they went up $50.
So I need to check mine. $50 is not that bad.
It went up $50.
No, I know that, but I said I gotta check mine. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check mine right now.
Yeah. So was that like new this year? You noticed it in January or February or when you renewed? And I'm surprised that they have kept you, but they've kept us too. But a lot of people, they drop with the junk removal.
I can't check the prices right now, but thanks for letting me know. They want to get that 50 out of me. So where are all the other questions at? We got 29 people in here. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you love me and the JoJo. And thank you for hanging out with us on a Friday night. I'm over here drinking my fake beer, chilling with this sexy woman right here.
That's so great. Yeah, I was going to earlier and I kind of ran out of time to do it. Why don't you guys post when you have a new YouTube video up? Yeah.
What?
How come we don't post?
Post
like on Facebook, right?
In groups. Yeah. That's what the JoJo wanted to do earlier today.
I wanted to just because that's what everybody does that has a lot of people watching them. Oh, Beeline says they are we're in Washington. All right. And Monica just noticed the other day that it went up. Yeah. And Kevin is saying hi.
What's up, Kevin? He always send me emails saying happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas. What's going on, brother?
Yep. So another challenge that you'll face is when you're new at this is where do you take things? So you have like this truck full of stuff. Now what? What do you do with it?
Now you bring it to the house and go through it. That's what we did in the very beginning. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You should have seen the first time we had a job that had some good stuff.
Oh my gosh.
We were at the dumps in Petaluma, California. It was like probably 2:00 and they closed at 3:00. Me and the JoJo were in the back of the utility trailer going through every single box. We were so happy trying to find like some gold or something. And they had to walk over to us, the people working there, and they said, hey, you guys got to get out of here. It's closing time.
Yeah. When we really, really first started, we weren't going through things the way we should. And we were tossing stuff. And I noticed that when I threw something, money flew. Just bills and stuff. I'm like, oh, I should be going through this. I had no idea what people would be throwing away.
And that doesn't happen all the time. That was just the one time.
Oh, it was like when we first started.
It was a bunch of change, dollar bills, and a bunch of gift cards. I remember.
It was. I was going to say gift cards. That it was Starbucks cards and stuff. I think they were just like collecting them or something. I don't know why they were getting rid of. They got rid of some really good stuff. Yeah, and I was like, oh man, we really should have like looked through things better. We do now. And then it's when you first start this business, you can become a hoarder and you'll realize like, oh, because remember they had old vintage stuff and we did a video on it. It's old. It's like a 6-year-old video, but
we had so much shit in our apartment complex
everywhere. Yeah. But I think the longer you do junk removal, the less you bring home because it's just like, it just gets old and it gets tiring. Unless you also do eBay or collect things for yard sales and stuff. But you can make so much money with junk removal. You make money on top of money with junk removal. And Steven says, hello from Minnesota.
What's going down?
Hello. Oh, question from No Limit. How important is it to you guys about maintenance on your vehicles or trailers from the beginning to now?
Yeah, you definitely want to keep up on maintenance. Whenever you have no jobs is when you should be doing your oil changes and all that stuff. So definitely take care of your money makers. I tell Julio that all the time. Hey, this is our moneymaker right here. This is our moneymaker. Make sure we take care of these. And yeah, you definitely want to do maintenance for sure. And we got Walter in the building says, where's that mullet at? Hey, that sucker's gone.
It's gone.
I couldn't take that. I couldn't take that shit no more. It was bad. Oh.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Let's see. We have Beeline. So true. I have 3 storage units now. I appreciate you two. I've watched you from the beginning and have talked to Matt and appreciate how you all have never changed. Much love.
So he's a day one, Joe, from the very beginning.
That's crazy. I do recognize that name. Wow. Well, thank you for being such a loyal subscriber.
So leave a comment. When did you guys start watching us? How many subscribers did we have? Leave it in the comments. I want to know. Was it 100 subscribers? Was it 5,000? Was it 10 subscribers? Was it brand new, like 40,000 subscribers? Whose junk daddy is in the house in your fridge? He said he's in my fridge.
That's funny. I break my truck down to scrap and yard sales, like Matt says, turn that trash into cash.
Right on. So Andrew asked this question twice. He's probably real worried. He says, do y'all think 100K population would be good to start? There's new construction in my area. You can definitely make some money out there. I don't know how much competition you have out there, but 100K, I mean, you're not going to make LA money or Sonoma County money. The more people, the better, but you can definitely, 100K is some people. There's some people there that have trash. And what state are you in too?
Yeah. And I would just say that I think junk removal would be a good side hustle.
I was going to say the same thing.
I don't think you'll be able to do it full time unless junk removal is just one of the services you offer. So I don't know how you feel about also doing like landscaping or, find something else. What else could you do along with your, with junk removal? But there's new construction coming soon. So I would definitely target carpenters,
Put signs up in those areas where the houses are going up too.
Yeah, because if they're doing new building, they need, there's all that scrap. You're going to have construction jobs because they just make a great big huge pile. And that's what happens. We'll get those type of phone calls. And then with the new people coming in, they're going to have boxes. They're going to have maybe, usually when you move, there's a ton of boxes and they want to know how to get rid of those. So you'll get some jobs.
So I want to show you guys the ugliest junk hauler in the world. It's my buddy, Who's Yo Daddy, Walter. He just sent me this right now. Look at that. It's his mullet.
It's coming.
Damn, Walter, you're getting uglier every day. I'm just saying. Damn. Getting ugly as hell. And congratulations on going full-time. He's full-time now.
Oh, wow.
Who's Yo Daddy's full-time now?
Oh, that's good. That's good. So he's an example of somebody that started this as a side hustle, right? And then, built it. And let us know, Walter, how long did you do it as a side hustle before it became your, full-time gig? And congratulations on being able to do that. That must feel like freedom.
So check that out. He got a badass sign. Steven did. I just got an old Hooters sign today. Damn.
Oh, wow.
I put that in the man cave, Joe.
That's crazy.
That's cool. So Walter, 5 years and freedom. Right on. So Steven said he must have been watching us for since we have 750 subscribers, maybe? Is that what that is?
750 subscribers. Oh, wow. That's
right on.
A long time ago. Let's see. We have Andrew says he's in South Central Kentucky around Bowling Green. Okay, I've heard of that. Here we go. How do you compete when everyone is buying dump trailers and low-balling every job? They're not our competition.
So what you want to do is separate yourself from your competition by looking professional. You want to look like the franchise boys, 1-800-GUY Junk and Junk King. You want to show up looking professional. You want to have some of the best decals on your vehicle. If you look at Forget About It Junk Removal, he has some nice decals. You look at Sonoma Strong Hauling, we got nice decals. You want to look professional when you show up to jobs. And I wouldn't worry about people doing shit for hella low. The real competition is that person in that mirror that you're looking at. You got to have that right mindset first. and just block all that other shit out. Don't worry about the crackhead. Don't worry about that person. You want to reach the people that have the moolah, the money. So you got to target the right audience, show up in person, give a free estimate like we always say, and don't worry about no one else but yourself.
Yeah. So you mentioned that I would need commercial insurance if I fully wrapped my trailer. What if I only added my logo and contact info?
You still would need commercial insurance.
Yep.
He said, not trying to take shortcuts, but I wanted to be cost effective.
Yeah. So is that the workaround? So this is what some people do. They'll get like one of the door magnets and they'll put it on and then they'll take it off. But
just know if you get in a car crash, it's all bad.
Yeah.
So just always do shit the right way.
Yep. Take the leap and full steam ahead, focus on the business. There you go. And you'll notice too, if you were doing really, really well as a side hustle, like really good, you know when it's time to stop it being a side hustle and make it a full-time gig. And that's when you just know that if you had given it your full focus, you would be even bigger. And once you know that you've hit that, then you'll really see your business take off. You did it at the right time. And he said, not trying to be shortcuts, just want to be cost effective. Yeah, that, that insurance it does take a hit. It takes a while to get.
But you got to look at it like this. When you start a trash business, it's really not that expensive. You got commercial insurance, which might run you $3,000 to $6,000 depending on what kind of setup you have, but you don't have the overhead like the restaurant that has to pay for PG&E, has to pay for rent, has to pay for water, has to pay for garbage. So in reality, it really is not that much money.
Yeah.
I love the way you agree with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah. Oh, where to take stuff. We didn't really talk about that.
So where to take stuff. If you want to make more money, what you want to do is scrap stuff, resell stuff, and donate stuff, and find out what areas are the cheapest to dump. Like if you got a refrigerator, for us, we're not going to dump it at the landfill because they charge us like 50 something bucks, but West Coast Metal charges us $30. So you want to figure out where you can off stuff at. Yeah. Like we got a lady that buys books, $5 a box of books. We have someone that takes antiques and puts them in their store, and it's like a consignment thing. There's also people that buy clothes. I found someone that actually will pay per bag of clothes because they're trying to come up to and get the vintage clothes. So there's so many people you can get on the team. There's actually a guy that I got his phone number that I should have been calling, but I haven't. But he actually buys appliances if they're not working, but they're pretty new. So there's so many different ways you can save money. Your main goal is when you load that truck up, you want to offload it and make it as light as possible when you go to dump it, because most areas charge you by the weight.
Yeah. So it's one of the things before you start to, get the price list, know how much things cost to get rid of, know where you can take certain things, know where your donation centers are, or even Habitat for Humanity. There's so many things to figure out. That way, when you do have a whole bunch of junk, you're not wondering what you're going to do with it. You already kind of know and have a plan.
So someone asked, how much does commercial insurance cost in California? So it all depends on your age, your driving record. For my commercial, for my NPR Isuzu, I'm paying around $5,900 for the whole year. So it all depends on how your driving record is. I don't know if you got a DUI or you got some speeding tickets or if you got some parking tickets. But if you got a clean record, which I got a clean record now, it's been over 10 years, and I'm paying around $5,900 per truck. So it's $5,900, and it's just part of the game. You got to pay.
And that is why we are not the cheapest haulers.
You got to pay to play, baby. It's all good, though.
And if you need information on insurance, you can contact, I put his information there, Toby Stubbs with Wisdom Insurance. He will find a good plan for you. Yep.
So Frankie said, I'm eating pork chops, beans, and enjoying the live.
Wish I was eating pork chops
Right
and
on,
beans.
right on. That sounds damn good, huh?
I love pork chops
Yeah.
and beans.
Me too. Shit. That sounds really good. So do you guys have any more questions? Come on now. Come on now. Bring them.
Yep, bring them. Some people will face a challenge of hiring employees. We really lucked out and we found Julio.
Julio is part of the team, though. I don't even consider him an employee. He's part of the family for real. He is the best dude I know out there. I mean, he cares about the business, and guess what? The business cares about him too. It's how we pay our bills. Our customers are how we pay our bills. So the way you treat your customers is going to either make you or break you. You don't want to be an asshole to people. You want to treat people like you would treat your grandma. If you want to grow your business, you got to do good work. You got to have good people on the team. And when you find them, treat them good.
And it is good to call them a team member instead of an employee. And also, you're with that person so much that I highly suggest that when you start people, you let them know right up front that it's a trial run. You're going to do a trial run for whether it's like 4 weeks or 6 weeks to see how they do, because you really want to work with somebody that doesn't complain, that's not afraid to get in there and get dirty, because sometimes it's a messy job. And you just don't want people that are a downer and negative and complaining and not wanting to be there. And you want somebody that you can trust, and you know that eventually you're going to want them to either go do jobs on their own and stuff. So are they a good people person, or do they talk well with others? There's so many things to look at and look for when you are hiring an employee that I would definitely just do it as a short-term thing. And then after the 4 weeks or the 6 weeks, you sit down with them and you let them know whether they're staying or, thanks.
You either made it or you're cut.
Yeah. Because you need to have really high standards. It's your business. It's your brand. They are the face of your company. They're showing up in uniform, and you gotta hold them, to high standards.
And I would say the most important thing is treat people right. So if you got someone good, make sure you take care of them, because if you take care of them, they're gonna take care of your business. I had other people working for me, and they weren't a people person, or maybe they'd hop in the truck and they were family and they were hella hungry and they were like, I'm hungry right now. Mom didn't feed me. I'm like, what the hell you doing? Come on now. So one thing I wouldn't do is hire family. What you want to do is hire someone that is a go-getter, someone out there that cares about your business like it's their business, and they know they're going to grow in the business. And when you find that person, really take care of them, and they'll take care of you.
Yeah. So, I'm hoping to get a truck from Monarch soon. That's Walter?
That's Walter.
Oh,
hey,
wow. Hey. Good for you.
Right on.
Wow. That's awesome.
So Mr. Yee asked, how was the trip to Texas? Can you let us know about the leadership and how was your speech? So it was off the damn hook. Texas trip was fun. The food out there is off the damn hook, let me tell you.
The portions
JoJo got to meet her two brothers and sister she never met before.
Yeah, so let's just,
let's don't dive too deep into it.
No,
we have a video coming out.
We won't dive too deep into it, but I have recently discovered that I had siblings. And
her mama was a freak a little bit. I'm just saying.
So was my dad.
A little freak.
So was their dad, more than my mom.
Yeah.
So I, discovered through 23andMe that I had, siblings. So they lived in Texas. So we went to the leadership conference. We were planning on going to Texas anyways for that. So while I was there, I, met them, and that was a great wonderful experience. Absolutely loved it. And I just feel like, my heart is fuller now because I have bigger families. So that's great.
Yeah, we had a great time at Matt Fitch's event.
Beautiful.
It
That
was beautiful.
place was
The
gorgeous.
food was off the damn hook. Matt threw a great event, and we had a good time on the stage talking and doing our speech. I mean, I like doing that.
Yeah, it was great. It went really, really well. It was actually not just Matt on stage, but we both kind of told our story. So Matt told his story and I told mine. And, we just brought positive energy.
So Walter asked, will there be a Junk Expo 2025? We're not quite sure yet. There might be one. There might not be one. We're not sure.
We're still talking about that.
Yeah. We'll let you know if something happens.
Hi, this is Jessie. I just got on. Sorry if you already answered this, but what is a good CRM for hauling plus handyman services?
Andrew, is that you with a fake account? Let me know, Andrew. So
we use Autopilot.
And if you go to the description down below and you go on that link, and what you want to do is put the code Matt and the JoJo in there.
Matt and JoJo,
and you'll be godfathered in for the rest of your life for $49. You can't beat that.
Yeah, I was like, are you sure, Andrew? Because that's a really special thing, because later on, with more features, prices go up. But he said, no, if they use the code Matt and JoJo, they're going to be grandfathered in $49 a month for life. And I was like, wow.
I would definitely hop on top of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got Mike in the building. What's going on? You call, we haul from Georgia. What's going on, buddy? I think I talked to you last week or a couple weeks ago. So Walter said, what did Walter say? Can't start it and quit it. Need a Junk Expo 2025. I need another Sonoma vacation. I like your attitude and the way you think, Walter. Hell yeah. Right on.
If you're not near our area, it is a vacation destination. It really is. We live in such a beautiful place. And if we were to retire and go somewhere else, that would be really difficult, because Sonoma County is gorgeous. Everywhere you turn, there's mountains. It's not your typical California. It's Northern California. There's mountains and trees. We have some of the biggest trees on the whole planet right near us. And we live close to the ocean. There's wineries all around, so you could go wine tasting. And it's just the best food. Everywhere you go, we have chains out here, but what we have out here that's special is like one-of-a-kind restaurants that people come from all over the world just to come and eat because this one chef made something. So it is definitely, a great, great place to visit. Monica says it's awesome out there. Had a blast. So, you were at the Junk Expo.
Yeah, and Monica, they drove all the way from,
was it Rhode Island?
No, it's like, I think,
was
it New Jersey, or it was the East Coast? They did a road trip all the way here. Much respect to you guys. I might have to choke the JoJo out in the road that long.
That was just really incredible. When you posted, it was like almost a week, I think, before the Junk Expo, and they're like, we're on our way. I thought that was great.
So Jess said, wow, thank you. And no, this isn't Andrew. Laugh out loud. Just Jesse. It's definitely Andrew, JoJo. I'm just kidding.
Walter says, Chilla Killa Cafe. We still haven't tried that.
We got to go there. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it's New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. There it is.
They came from New Hampshire. They drove from New Hampshire to California. That's crazy.
That had to be one hell of a road trip for sure.
Yeah. So another challenge when you're starting your junk removal business, really, or any business, is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is you are going to find yourself in uncomfortable situations that you're going to really have to think to get out of, to solve, to, overcome. So as a business owner, you wear lots of hats, all kinds of hats. You're the owner, you're the secretary, you're answering the phones, you're booking the jobs, you're driving to the jobs, you're a tech person because you are a social media person. You have to do so many things if you do your own website. And if you don't have the money to pay for somebody to do your own website, you have to learn how to do a website. And you should do it. You should, even if you don't like it. I didn't like it. I don't like computer stuff. But you do it. You get out of your comfort zone and you tackle things. And that's where you grow. And that's where your business will really grow and thrive whenever you get yourself out of your comfort zone. So that's what you're going to have to do.
So one of the most scariest things I had to do or ever did was quit my job where I had benefits. I had a guaranteed 40 hours a week and start doing the trash business full time. But let me tell you, it was the best decision I ever made. But it was scary. When my phone didn't ring, I was worried. When I'd have these people call me up and they needed a 30 or 60 or 90-day net and they couldn't pay until then. And I was brand new in the business. I was worried about getting paid. But guess what? I had to do what I had to do what I had to do.
Yep.
And it worked out. So.
Yep. So what do you recommend? QuickBooks for payroll or an accountant? So I don't understand anything about QuickBooks. I really don't. We have a bookkeeper, and she takes care of all that for us. And so she cuts our checks bi-weekly, and we have that. And she just keeps track of everything. So she has the ability to look at our business account. And everything's itemized. And if there's something that we spent money on and she wasn't sure what that is, she sends it to me and I type in what it is. Like, oh, we, took a trip or, we had a business meeting or something like that. So I love the fact. And then she takes all that information, she sends us our copy, and then the person that does our taxes has all that information. So I highly suggest a bookkeeper, unless someone in your family does QuickBooks and knows all about it and knows how to take out the right amount of taxes on your payroll and your Social Security and all that. Yeah.
So Jordan's Junk Removal out of Sacramento just super chatted us. What's up, Jordan?
I love super chats. I gotta say, that's super awesome.
And he was at the Junk Expo last year. It was last year, yeah. Yep. And he asked, Matt and the JoJo, have you guys implemented AI into your business? AI is about to take over. So I actually do use AI. I have this app right here called Chat and Ask AI. If you can see it right there. It's the green one right there.
This one?
Right by the JoJo's boobie right there. Don't look at her boobie, though. It's
right.
No, not that one. Down. There. Right there. Boom, right there.
Right there.
So I use that whenever I'm updating my Google My Business. I'll ask it, hey, can you do a little advertisement for Sonoma Strong Hauling and Junk Removal, the best junk removal company in Santa Rosa? And it will just write it out real fast. And I'll post it on my updates on my Google My Business. And I'll also use it for when I'm advertising on Instagram and Facebook. So I do use it. And yes, you're right. It is going to take over for sure.
Yeah. And if you're doing your website and stuff, you can use things that it says for that. I suggest reading through it and making sure it really applies to you and only using pieces and not the whole entire thing. Spotless. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. What's up, guys? It's Andy with Junk Be Gone, junk removal out of Springfield, Missouri.
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, we've been on for quite a while. But another thing that we suggest is that you get up early and you have a daily plan.
So we get up at 5:30 every single day now. We were sleeping in a little bit, but 5:30 is our it's how we start our day. First thing we do, 5:30, wake up, drink our coffee. Next thing I'm doing, I'm feeding Google My Business. 8 o'clock, what I'm doing is I'm feeding Facebook, and then I look at the schedule, let Julio know the night before actually the game plan, and yeah, you got to have a game plan.
Yeah. And what I like to do is try to come up with short ideas and video ideas. And we're very busy people. And so getting up at 5:30, I prefer to get up, have coffee, and do things like that. And then we go do our jobs. And when we come back, you can slow down a little bit instead of the reverse, instead of sleeping in, doing jobs, coming home when you're tired, and then having all of that to do still. So I like kind of getting it done in the morning. And we have a question. Has anyone else been slow? I finally went back this week after a 2-week downtime. I don't know what the weather's like where you're at. Oh, that's right. He said Missouri. So is it like snowy and really cold? Here it's sunny and warm, and we are so busy January and February.
So damn busy, but we've been in the business almost 8 years. So we built a brand that people recognize. They know who we are. When we go to Starbucks, people say, "Hey, you're the guy on Facebook. You're the trash guy, huh?" I say, "Yeah. We see you posting all the time." That's how you want people to recognize you in your area. When you're not even in your company vehicle, you want to walk into the Walmart, and when you're waiting in line, you want people to say, "Hey, you're the guy on Facebook. Hey, you're the trash guy."
Become a celebrity in your area.
In your area, for sure.
Yeah. So we're ready to wrap up. I don't see any more questions.
Okay.
So anyhow, lots of challenges when you start your business, for sure. And, there's all kinds of challenges, like getting your phone to ring, how to price things, taxes, how to hire people. So many, struggles that you'll face.
And then one more thing too, whenever you get scam phone calls, it might be 1 out of 200, but every once in a while, it's a real customer. So always answer them scam phone calls. You just never know when that job's coming in.
Yep. So thanks for watching and participating, and hitting that like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want to connect further, check out on Facebook our group. It is Turning Trash into Cash. So junk removal, turning trash into cash on Facebook.
And then do us a favor too. Whenever you guys watch any videos, make sure you guys hit that like button and leave a comment. It helps the algorithm. Our goal is to get, her goal is to get 50,000 subscribers before the year's over. I want to do 70,000.
Yeah, I want to do 50,000 before September.
I want to do 70,000 before the year's over. So we'll see what happens. That's my goal.
Even if you don't have a comment, just do an emoji or thumbs up or something. That would help us. So, yeah.
And with that being said, enjoy your Friday night. Back in the day on my Friday nights, JoJo, holy shit. I was doing some crazy ass shit back in the day.
I wasn't. I've always been a boring girl.
I was rolling in a stolen car on a spare tire, going 80 miles an hour, driving with my knee, rolling a blunt, watching out for the police through the rearview mirror back in the day. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, we have Justin says 75,000.
I like the way you think, Justin. Right on. Appreciate it.
Good thing. All right. So, happy Friday.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Have a great weekend.